I'm Gwen Duffy, and I love teaching women how to age better and how to get the most out of their life as they get older. Today, we're going to be talking about 72 and no meds. So let's dive in. Today, I want to talk to you about something really simple. It's what's helped me feel better in my 70s than I did in my late 50s. I'm going to share what life used to be like, what changed, and the simple routine that I use now to support my body every single day. Then you can decide if this makes sense for you. Let me just say that I'm speaking from my experience and my research. I am not a doctor, and what I'm talking about is not meant to be medical advice. I'm also not against doctors. I love my doctors and I use them when I need them. I would just rather not need them. And so every choice I make keeps that in mind. So if you're here wanting more energy, less pain, better sleep, or you just want to feel like yourself again, you're in the right place. So this is why I do everything that I do. All my decisions are based on how can I support these people. Let me tell you a little bit about them. On the left side, I've got Kevin, my son Kevin, who lives in Hatboro, Pennsylvania, which is where I came from. And his kids are Molly and Owen. They're two special needs kids that need a lot of support when I'm there playing with them. And so I need to be strong for that. The middle are my daughter's kids, Sarah's kids. We have Ella, Kristen, Ethan, Olivia, and then my husband Dennis. And they live in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, where I live now. And then this is Bree, my puppy, who's 4 years old, who gives me joy every single day without fail. So living better as I age is always about these guys. I'm 72. I don't plan on slowing down anytime soon. I want to play with my grandkids. I want to travel. I want to golf, maybe play pickleball, take long walks. I just want to live the best life that I can as I get through the next however many years I'm here. And I'm here to tell you that it's possible. So about 10 years ago, my daughter Sarah introduced me to natural health care. It was a totally foreign concept to me. Before that, I honestly just thought I was just getting older and this was just the way it was going to be. You hear people say, getting old stinks, and I believed it. In my 50s, I wasn't sleeping well. My knees and my back hurt. I dreaded rolling over at night because it was so painful. I was taking over the counter meds all the time, multiple times a day, more if I wanted to play golf or if I was gardening. And I really had no idea what they were doing to my body because I never read the warning labels on the back. And if you had told me those years back that I was going to be better today than I was back then, I would have said that's impossible. For me, it really started with pain. My daughter knew I wasn't sleeping and my body hurt all the time. And she said to me, Mom, what do you have to lose? She'd been doing her own research for a while in her journey to recover from an autoimmune disease. I was really skeptical. Honestly, I had never heard of essential oils being used this way, and I thought they just smelled nice. But I tried this deep blue pain lotion topically, and it helped me. And I used it a lot on my knees, my shoulders, and my lower back especially. That was the first time I thought maybe there's something here. That small win opened the door for me to be willing to learn more. And not long after that, I started supporting my body internally with whole food nutrition, things my body could actually absorb. That's when everything started to change for me. Then I saw this quote: the heart attack at 50 began at 20. The Alzheimer's at 70 started at 40. The loss of independence at 80 began at 30. The aging you want tomorrow begins with the choices you make today. That changed how I thought about aging, but I also wondered if it was too late for me. So before we go any further, take a moment and think about, what do you want the most? Do you hurt? Are you tired? Do you feel like you catch everything that's going around? Is digestion or sleep a problem? Do you feel older than you think you should? Or do you just want to enjoy the energy to live the life that you want? One thing that really shifted my thinking was learning that there are two main ways we can approach our healthcare. The first is what most of us are familiar with, the modern medical approach. You have a symptom, you go to the doctor, and they usually give you a medication to manage that symptom. And then sometimes it's absolutely necessary. As I said, I am not anti-doctor. I love my doctors, and I'm grateful for modern medicine. But what I noticed was there often isn't much conversation about why the symptoms showed up in the first place. Typically, we explain what's going on, a test result indicates something, and the doctor says, take this pill. Sometimes that pill comes with side effects that aren't great. The second approach is the natural approach. It's the root cause approach. This looks at the whole body. It asks the questions like, what are you eating? How are you sleeping? How stressed are you? Are you getting the nutrients that your body needs? Instead of just quieting symptoms, it focuses on supporting the body so it can heal and function better on its own. Watching my daughter walk this path taught me something really important. We don't have to accept decline as normal, and we don't have to choose just one approach. We can use them both. And that was the mindset I've adopted over the last 10 years. One of the biggest things I've learned is how much inflammation affects us as we age. Not the obvious kind, like from an injury, the quiet, chronic kind. It shows up as aches and stiffness, fatigue, brain fog, digestive issues, low energy. Over time, it affects your joints, your muscles, your brain, and other organs. And here's the key: inflammation isn't just something that happens to us, it's influenced by daily choices, what we eat, how we sleep, stress, nutrients, processed food and sugar, and drinking enough water add fuel to the fire. Real food, hydration, movement, gut support, and targeted nutrition calm it down. To me, this meant I had some power to change things. And that's where I started, with small steps that I mostly learned from my daughter. So I tried my best to eat real food. Thankfully, we're seeing more of a focus on that today. If what you're eating comes in a package with a long list of ingredients, it's probably adding to your inflammation. The food industry has made food so addictive and convenient that we don't even think about it many times. I focused on real protein at every meal, not packages that say they're enhanced with protein, and a lot more protein than I've been used to eating. Colorful vegetables, healthy fats like olive oil, avocado oil, and grass fed butter, cutting back on sugar and ultra processed foods. This was hard for me, and I failed a lot because I love potato chips and I love cookies. One of the best things you can do, though, for your overall health in general is to get sugar out of your diet. There's not one good reason that your body needs to be processing sugar. My experience is that it's easier in the long run to just go cold turkey. You'll be shocked at how quickly you don't really miss it. Protein might be the missing piece after we hit 50. We naturally start losing muscle mass every single decade. That muscle supports our metabolism, protects our bones, improves balance, and helps us stay independent. Here's something many women don't realize. If we don't eat enough protein, our body still needs amino acids to function. So it will actually break down our own muscle to use as fuel. That means when protein intake is too low, we're literally losing strength to keep our basic systems running. Low protein can lead to fatigue, weakness, slower healing, more inflammation, loss of muscle, and your brain depends on amino acids from protein to make neurotransmitters that affect your mood, focus, and your memory. So, protein isn't just about muscle, it's about metabolism, it's about brain function, it's about aging strong. If you're not sure how much protein you need or how to check it easily, check out the protein guide that I'm adding with these resources. I also started drinking a lot more water. Even mild dehydration increases inflammation. Most of us simply don't drink enough, and it's one of the main ways to get toxins out of our body. It's even better if you add high quality electrolytes with minerals. A good rule of thumb is to drink half your body weight in ounces. I made sleep a priority. Poor sleep raises inflammatory markers in the body. When you sleep, your body repairs itself, so it's more important than you might think. This is a whole nother class, but I relied on some essential oils and supplements that give me big wins in this area. And so if sleep is your main issue, we should talk more later. I started consistently moving and getting stronger. You don't need intense workouts and you don't need to be a gym rat. I tried that and it wasn't sustainable for me, especially as I age. I follow now two trainers on YouTube who give me 10 to 15-minute strength training workouts that I do 2 to 3 times a week. I used to head to the gym 4 to 5 times a week, and sometimes I did more than I should. It's not necessary. And that took way more time than I wanted to spend. My son-in-law, who's a PT, always says that motion is lotion for your joints and that weight-bearing exercise is critical for bone density and to help you stay lean. But you can do it smarter, not harder. I got really good at noticing when I was stressed, and I used calming essential oils, deep breathing, quiet time, and getting outdoors when I noticed it. Diffusing essential oils like adaptive, serenity, and citrus oils helps interrupt what happens in your brain when you're getting stressed. It's why I diffuse regularly. I started reading labels and researching the side effects of medications that were recommended for the issues that I was dealing with. When my test results from 15 years ago said that I had osteopenia, my doctor wanted me on Fosamax. Now, I asked about the side effects, and she told me that, well, there might be some mild nausea and make sure that I stayed upright for 30 minutes after taking it. I mentioned this to my chiropractor, and he said, please do some research on that medication. And here's what I found. Common side effects are stomach upset, heartburn, or acid reflux, esophageal irritation, abdominal pain or bloating, nausea, constipation or diarrhea, headache, muscle, joint, or bone pain. Less common but more serious side effects include joint or muscle pain, jaw problems, and this one seemed crazy, unusual thigh bone fractures with long term use. 5 years. Now, if you're on that medication, you're not coming off of it. Esophageal ulcers or narrowing, low calcium levels, especially if vitamin D is low. My chiropractor suggested that I increase my weight bearing exercise because getting that strain on my bones signaled them to get stronger. That's the route I took, along with adding a bone nutrient that my body can actually absorb and making some adjustments in my diet. This has caused me to look at everything through a different lens. I've improved my blood pressure using natural tools, and I'm currently focusing on cholesterol. The suggested medication for this is a statin. Now, if you're on a statin or you're considering one, vitamin D status matters, especially for muscle comfort, energy, and overall tolerance of the medication. Studies show that statins inhibit the body's ability to produce vitamin D, which is essential for bones and muscles, especially for women over 50. Since statins are often prescribed later in life, vitamin D becomes even more important for bone density, muscle strength, and fall prevention. So before I jump on that medication, I'll be researching more. My point is, it's okay to ask your doctor questions and then do some research. It helps us understand what's going on in our body. Remember, doctors receive zero training in nutrition, and many recommendations for medications are connected to the pharmaceutical companies. So empower yourself with knowledge as you get older. Here's a great book called The Great Cholesterol Myth that really encouraged me to think more deeply about cholesterol. For years, we were taught that for lowering cholesterol was the main key to preventing heart disease. But now, over time, research has evolved. We now understand that heart health is much more complex than just one lab number. Inflammation, blood sugar balance, stress, and lifestyle all play really important roles. Cholesterol guidelines have changed over the years as new research has come out. What doctors were taught years ago isn't always the same as what we understand today. And, like much of nutrition science, some past recommendations were influenced by industry funding. That doesn't mean the whole system is wrong. It just means it's wise to stay informed and ask good questions. If a medication is recommended, it's also important to understand the possible side effects. Every medication has benefits and risks, and knowing both helps you and your doctor make the best decision for you, not just for a number on a lab report. My point isn't to reject medication. It's to educate yourself so that you understand what's happening to your body and ask questions. What's my inflammation level? What's my fasting insulin? What's my vitamin D level? What lifestyle factors could I improve? When we understand more, we make better decisions, whether that includes medication or not. So even though I was eating better, it wasn't enough. In fact, over 90% of Americans don't meet their daily nutrient needs. That means 9 out of 10 people are dealing with low energy, brain fog, mood swings, inflammation, and fatigue without understanding why. Even when we try to eat healthy, modern food often doesn't deliver what our body needs. Why? First, the food industry. Ultra processed foods make up over 60% of the average American diet. They're designed for profit, shelf life, and addiction, not nourishment. Second, soil depletion. Modern farming has stripped soil of key minerals like magnesium, zinc, and iron. Today's produce is bred for size and appearance, not nutrient density. In fact, you need to eat 8 oranges today to get the same vitamin C as one orange from decades ago. And third, long supply chains. By the time the food gets to our plate, much of the nutritional value is gone. Spinach, for example, can lose up to 90% of its vitamin C within 24 hours of being harvested. So even when you're doing your best, you're still left with gaps. When I learned that whole food supplements could make a huge difference, I was ready. And that choice has changed my life. It sounds bold, but it's true. And it's made life at 72 for me much better than I ever could have imagined. This isn't about overhauling your entire life overnight, but by starting with one thing, your morning. It's the beginning of feeling good in every way. So let me ask you, what do your mornings look like right now? Do you wake up and feel like you didn't sleep at all? Maybe you didn't sleep at all. Are you tired? Does your body ache? Do you feel like you just can't do what you want? For me, that cycle changed in just a couple of months. And today I really miss my morning routine because when I do, I feel it. If every day you feel like you're running on empty, how can you do what you want? Most people don't realize how much their health is quietly holding them back. Targeted whole food supplementation can make a big difference. Most supplements on the market are not made from real food. They're synthetic. Your body doesn't know what to do with them, so it eliminates them in the toilet. That won't happen anymore. Just 2 minutes every morning fuels your body with what it actually needs. It's simple and it's effective. And if you've tried to piece together this level of nutrition, it would cost well over $250, and you wouldn't get all that's in this. So let me walk you through it. VMG stands for vitamins, minerals, and greens. It's a daily all in one whole food drink that provides vitamins, minerals, fruits, vegetables, digestive enzymes, probiotics, and essential oils in an absorbable form. That's key. It contains over 90 powerful ingredients and absorbs 4 to 6 times better than traditional supplements. And because it's powered by essential oils, those nutrients stay available in your body for up to 8 hours, not one. That's why at 4 p.m., I don't feel like I need to take a nap. This helps fill nutritional gaps that most of us have from diet alone. It helps give you more energy. It supports your immune system, your digestion, your brain, your hormones, and your liver function. It gives you important micronutrients so that your body has what it needs all day long. There's nothing like it on the market. It has literally changed my life, and it's delicious. Next is E Omega Plus, a high quality blend of omega 3s with wild orange essential oil. Most people just don't get enough omega 3s, and they're essential for brain health, inflammation, balance, focus, and mood, and cholesterol. Omega Plus delivers 900 milligrams of omega 3s compared to about 300 in typical supplements, and it has wild orange essential oil to improve absorption and effectiveness. These also taste delicious. So if you have trouble with capsules, you can chew these like a wild orange gummy. No fishy aftertaste or burps, which happen with other supplements, likely because their fish oil is rancid. E Omega Plus supports heart health by helping the heart work more efficiently. So it reduces strain, supports healthy blood pressure, and protects long term cardiovascular health. In a recent study, 100% of participants taking E Omega Plus saw an improvement in their omega 3 levels in just 6 weeks. Their resting heart rate improved 100%. That's remarkable. A slower resting heart rate means that your heart doesn't have to work as hard every day. Now, let's talk about something just as important, your gut. Did you know that about 70 to 90% of your immune system lies in your gut? The connection between your gut and your brain is absolutely critical. And let me explain it this way. PB Restore is like planting a garden in your gut, and it helps your entire body thrive. But for any garden to grow, you need more than just seeds. You need fertile soil, you need the right nutrients, and you need a healthy environment. PB Restore gives you all that, and that's what makes it so different. Here's how it works. It has prebiotics, which are like the fertilizer. They prepare your gut so that healthy bacteria can grow. It has probiotics, which are like the seeds. They're the live cultures that introduce beneficial bacteria into your system. And then it has postbiotics, which are like the harvest. They give you immediate benefits, supporting digestion, reducing inflammation, and strengthening gut function. And what really sets PB Restore apart is something that most products don't have at all: phages. Phages are like the gardeners. They naturally target harmful bacteria, help create space for the good bacteria to flourish without wiping everything out. Having all four of these in one product is groundbreaking. Your gut does way more than digest food. It plays a major role in immunity, inflammation, focus and mental clarity, and mood and emotional health. In fact, about 90% of your serotonin, your feel good hormone, is produced in your gut. So when your gut's out of balance, it can show up as low mood, anxious thoughts, brain fog, fatigue, and PB Restore helps support the balance in your gut, which helps support the vital gut brain connection. And that connection affects how you feel every single day. Now, let's talk about supplements in general because this part really matters. Not all supplements are created equal. Many are poorly absorbed, quickly flushed out of your system, lacking in ingredients. There's something called fairy dusting, which is a trick that allows a company to list an ingredient on the label while only including a tiny amount in the product. And studies have shown that some supplements contain contaminants like heavy metals, pesticides, or bacteria. That's why quality matters. doTERRA takes a completely different approach. Every product is rigorously tested for purity, potency, and safety multiple times from sourcing to bottling. There's no fillers, there's no shortcuts. What's on the label is exactly what's in the bottle. Now, that level of transparency and testing is why I trust doTERRA and why these products actually work. And they come with a money back guarantee. Now let's talk about the final piece of the 2-minute health boost, which is peppermint essential oil. Here's what makes peppermint so powerful. Just one drop can support mental clarity and focus, help sharpen your mind, provide a natural, energizing lift. It's like a wake-up call in a bottle. And doTERRA's peppermint is certified pure tested grade, the highest standard for purity and potency in the industry. All you do is put a drop on your palms and breathe it in, or put a drop on your thumb and push it up to the roof of your mouth for an instant energy boost. It's amazing. So here's what's cool. You can feel better by committing to just 2 minutes a day. It's simple, it's doable, and it works. We call it rip, sip, and drip. You rip open your VMG, mix it with water, sip it with your Omega and your PB Restore, and then drip 2 drops of peppermint onto your palms and breathe it in. In 2 minutes, you've supported your heart, your brain, and your gut. And that leads to better mood, better focus, better energy, and just a better day overall. Here's what's included in the 2-minute health boost kit: VMG, E Omega Plus, PB Restore, a free 5 milliliter bottle of peppermint essential oil, and a free glass shaker bottle. This is where your change can begin. After I started supporting my body with VMG, I added a couple of things. The first was doTERRA's bone nutrient. And this is really important to me, especially because I was diagnosed with osteopenia 15 years ago. Now, most people think bone health is just about taking calcium, but many calcium supplements aren't absorbed well, and they simply pass right through the body. And calcium alone isn't enough anyway. Your bones also need magnesium, vitamins D and K to help move calcium where it belongs. Without those cofactors, calcium ends up in the wrong places instead of strengthening your bones. The next thing I added was MetaPower Advantage. This isn't where I tell most people to start, it's an add on for me. At 72, I care about how my body is aging on the inside, my metabolism, my muscle. MetaPower supports metabolic health, which simply means how well your body produces energy, builds and maintains muscle, and repairs itself as you age. It contains 9 types of marine collagen, plus important cofactors like vitamin C and hyaluronic acid that help your body actually use what you're taking. I use it because independence long term makes a difference to me, and this is going to help me. And I get it at a discounted price, which makes it sustainable. It's not about looking younger, although I really feel like it might be helping. It's about getting stronger. And as I said, I didn't start here, I added it later. So that might be the right approach for you as well. Aging well is not luck, it's daily choices. So if you're sitting here thinking, this makes sense, I'm ready to feel better, I don't want to keep waiting, then let me make it simple for you. There's 2 good ways to get started. You can start with the Healthy Habits Kit, which gives you the foundational wellness bundle that we talked about, plus some top oils for pain, calming, immunity, and more. If you'd rather take pills than a drink, the package is available that way as well. Both of them come with a free diffuser and they cost $225. That's a $100 savings. The other option is to start with the foundational wellness bundle by itself. That's $149.50 and saves you $50. If you aren't a customer yet with doTERRA, getting started also gets you a free wholesale account, which saves you 25% for the year, and my ongoing support. You'll also be able to start getting things for free, and I'll show you how that works. If you are a customer already, we can talk to help you get what's best for you and find out the best way for you to get points for free things. I'm 72 and I feel better than I did in my late 50s because I stopped accepting decline as normal. I'm not in pain all day long. I wake up energized and I just feel good. You don't have to overhaul your whole life. Just start small. Stay consistent and start with your morning. If you're ready, I'm here to help. If you're ready or if you have questions, the best thing to do is to text me so we can work those things out. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope that this information was helpful, and please feel free to share this with anyone who you know is struggling. Let me know if I can help you in any way. Have a great day.